So, Zach Brown, we're here in the paddock. You're known to the paddock as the man that's the go-to chap if you're looking for sponsorship in Formula One. But we always hear as to whether there's an equitable split of the monies that are raised. I'm curious to see what your view on that is.
The distribution of funds, it is out of balance compared to other sports. If you look at Premier League, the NFL, somehow that needs to get adjusted as we have too many teams at the back of the grid that aren't as healthy as they should be. There's a couple $1 billion that comes into this sport, and that should be plenty to run 22 race cars, and yet we always seem to have, the back four really struggling. So that needs to be addressed.
If you were taking, another big corporate company and you were up against the Premier League, what does this offer which is unique over the other big sports franchises?
I think, one, it's annual and it's global. A great consumer base that likes to spend money, size, technology, lifestyle, diversity, how long it's been around. So I'm not sure Formula One's necessarily better than some of these other sports. It's different. And so ultimately when we meet with companies, it needs to fit.
Is it possible to enter Formula One as an associate sponsor, as a driver sponsor, on an affordable level? Or is it really only for the big boys?
It's pretty much for the big boys, but you don't have to spend giant money. It depends.
Could you give us to the nearest million, 10 million? What those numbers would be?
A big deal is 60, 70 million a year. A small deal would be a couple $1 million a year. What's important is the smaller your spend with the team or the driver, the more you have to spend behind it to tell people about it. So if you're on the UPS on the side pod of the Ferrari, it kind of shouts UPS for you. If you're one of the smaller sponsors on Ferrari, you then need to spend more money behind it to tell people, look, hey, I'm sponsoring Ferrari. So it all comes back to what your objectives are.
On the drivers, when you look at Hamilton, traveling the world, embracing music industry, fashion shows, all that sort of thing, he's like a sponsor's dream, not only delivering on track, but giving all that content off track.
Lewis is great for the sport, and we need more personalities coming out. I think the personalities are all there. Sometimes they're a little too contained, and when someone like Lewis has kind of gone, I'm going to be myself, and the team's allowed him to do that, and I think that's benefited everybody.
How important is the actual exposure that the sport can get through television? Because we're seeing that model change, and maybe we'll talk about the way sports fans, the way the public in general consume their information is changing.
I don't believe TV's ever going to go away. These other devices are really to supplement and be additive to television. I think if you look at some of the other sports, we are behind in our digital delivery to the fans. So I think we as a sport have some work to do there to catch up with some of the other sports.
Looking sort of 5-10 years ahead, you confident, optimistic?
I think Formula One's only going to get much stronger from where it is today. I think we're going to see more access for the fans. We've got new teams coming in, and I think we'll get this digital social media space, right over time. So, yeah, I'm very bullish on where we're going to be in 5-10 years.
Excellent. Zach, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.